Hello everyone and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks School. In this video, we are going to solve the problem value index equal to index value. So basically, this is a problem from school section in Geeks for Geeks practice problem section. Okay, so you will read in problem section and then you can apply the school filter and you can get all the questions which are of school level. Okay, so in this question, we are going to first discuss about the approach to solve this problem. Then we are going to see the algorithm, and later on I'm going to write the code for your help. Here I will be writing the code in Java language. You can use whichever language in which you are comfortable with. Okay, so let's start with the problem. Cool. So you can see the problem statement over here. So let's first see the problem statement and then we will focus on writing the code. Okay. So here the question is given an array ARR of n positive integers. Your task is to find elements whose value is equal to that of its indexed value. So in an array, you know that we have indexes of each and every element, right? So what we have to do is we have to find the elements which are equal to their index value. Here one constraint is given, that is consider one base indexing. So instead of starting the indexing from 0, we are going to start the indexes from 1. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 instead of 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, so as you can see in this example, this element is at second index and the value of this element is also 2, right? So that's why we are returning this element. Okay, in the next example you can see there is only one element and the index of this one is 1 only, so that's why we are returning this. Okay, now here if you can see over here in the solution that you have to return a array list. Okay, so you have to create a list in which you have to store all the elements which are equal to their index. Okay, the index at which they are present, and you have to return the whole list. Okay, so I hope that after this you have understood the approach of solving this problem. Now let's come on the algorithm of solving this problem. So I'm assuming that my array is ARR. Okay, we have an array ARR. Okay, and the size is n. Okay, you can see both of them are given over here. Now what you have to do is you are going to iterate over this array. You're going to have a for loop. The first step is going to have a for loop. Okay, and in this for loop you are going to iterate on each and every element, and when you will reach a particular element, you are going to check a condition. That condition will be if your ARR of I is equal to the element at that particular index. So element at that particular index is equal to its index. So generally in memory what happens is array takes 0 based indexing. In memory array takes 0 based indexing. So what we are going to do is we are going to check with I plus 1 if the element is equal to that index. And what we are doing plus 1, because in memory it is memory do 0 based indexing. So in memory the first element is at 0th position, the second element is at first position, the third element is at second position, and so on and on. So we are going to check this condition. If this condition is true, then in that case what I'm going to do is I will be having a list. I'm going to add that element in list. Okay, I'm just going to use the add function, and inside this I'm going to add ARR of I. Okay, I'm going to add that element inside this list, and later on what I'm going to do is I'm just going to return this list. Okay, so I hope that this thing is clear. So these are the three things that you have to keep in mind. First of all, you are going to have a for loop to iterate over the array. Second thing, you are going to check each and every element if that is equal to the index at which it is present. And third thing is if that is if this condition is true, you have to add that element in the list. And lastly, the fourth point is you have to return the list. Okay, you have to return the list. Okay, you have to return the list. Okay, I hope now you have understood the algorithm. So now the next thing that we are going to do is to see the code for this. Okay, so let's start writing the code. I will be looking down because I have system over here. Okay, cool. So let's start with the code. So first of all, I have to create a list so that I can return that list by storing the answers in them. So let's just quickly create a list. So we are going to create an array list, okay, and it will be of type, it will store integers, and let's name it as list and equal to new. I hope that this thing is very simple, how we can create an array list, right? And yeah, that's it. Now, what we have to do is we have to iterate over our array, right? So let's have a for loop and let's create a variable. Let's start from 0 because in memory the array is 0 based indexed, right? So that's why we are using 0 based indexing, but at the time of comparison we are going to use 1 based indexing. You will see how we are going to do that in the condition. So here we are going to have a condition: if our ARR of I is equal to I plus 1. So here we will cover that thing, that 1 based indexing we are going to cover over here, okay? If this is true, then what we have to do is we have to just add the element in the list. So list dot add, okay, ARR of I. Cool. So this thing is done. So once we have iterated over whole array, so what we are going to do is we are going to just return the list. So let's return the list from here, return list. And I hope that this code will be fine. Let's just check it. Okay, let's just compile and run this. After that, we will just submit the solution. Okay, so you can see compilation completed. Let's just quickly submit this. So I'm just going to submit by clicking on the submit button. Okay, we are going to test all the test cases. So there are 270 test cases. Let's see if all of them are passing or not. So yes, all the test case has been passed. So this question is solved. So now I hope that you have understood this. If you have any doubt, you can connect to us on Discord and ask your doubts. And if you like the video, please click on the like button. Please share with the video with your friends. Also subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye everyone.